Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Daniel Federico Show, Week 7. Wow, 7 weeks in. Only a couple more episodes to go for the summer, and we're going to be talking about a lot of the Olympics today. We're going to be talking about both Team USA and Team Canada basketball, how they're doing. We're going to be talking about the MLB. Finally, no NHL today, but we will be talking about the MLB trade deadline. We'll be talking about football, the NFL, and the CFL. I only have one CFL topic that I'll talk about today, and that is Trey Ford. Who doesn't love a Trey Ford rant today? NFL Scrums is back for week 2. If you guys watched last week, it's just me highlighting NFL training camp fights. Then we're going to talk about the Olympics. Canada women's Olympic athletes have been absolutely on fire, and we will talk about it and much more in this episode. Let's get into it. Let's talk about some basketball. We're first going to talk about Team Canada. Team Canada's first place in their group with two wins, or 2-0. They're undefeated. They have 4 points. They have one more match remaining. They have beat Australia 93-83, and they beat Greece 86-76. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and RJ Barrett have been absolutely turning it up for their country, putting the country on their back. But this Canada squad, I want to say, is the second best team in the Olympics right now, or in this tournament, besides obviously Team USA. Team Canada, their last game in the group stage will be against Team Spain, and it's going to be a great matchup. But Team Canada has already qualified through with 4 points. Well, actually, no, they have not qualified with 4 points yet, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, Spain and Australia both have 3 points. Greece has 2. I don't know how you get 1 point for a loss, but this is why I look at the standings, and it says that. I think that's a complete error, but if not, I'm just going off the standings right now, because the Olympics works in different ways, trillion different ways. But let's talk about Shai and RJ for a second. Shai has been absolutely on fire. He's been basically Team Canada's main guy, and then RJ has been really the second option. But both of them have been crazy teammates, and I honestly hope maybe Shai can come to the Toronto Raptors one day, and we'll see it on the court for a full 82-game series. I don't know, but Team Canada, I would say they're the second favorites, second betting favorites to win gold medal at this tournament, besides obviously Team USA. But I think it will be Team USA and Team Canada in the finals in the gold medal game. But we can't sleep on Germany also, and we really can't sleep on Spain. We can never sleep on Spain in these type of tournaments. But saying that, Team Canada has obviously my pick, no bias whatsoever, has my pick to win gold medal, and they can keep it up. I think the real test is going to be coming against Spain next match. And if they win in dominant fashion, I do think that they can give Team USA a run for their money. But let's talk about Team USA now. Team USA is also first placed in their group, and they dominated Serbia 110-84, and then they beat South Sudan. And if you remember, South Sudan almost beat them in Team USA showcase, but not today. South Sudan absolutely got dominated, 103-86. So Team USA is dominating. They're averaging 100 plus points each game. It's looking a little too easy for them. But in the first game of Team USA, Tatum didn't even touch the court. And today, playing against South Sudan, Joel Embiid didn't even touch the court. So it's big news when you have. It's kind of hard for everyone to touch the court. I'm stunned that Derek White's touching the court over Tatum or Joel Embiid. But it's also giving them rest for the knockout stages. And I honestly do see where Steve Kerr's coming from. But LeBron's been lights out. Curry today wasn't really against that second game. South Sudan wasn't really Curry. It didn't even look like Curry today. But this team is still stacked. It's incredibly stacked. and they're probably going to run away with this whole entire tournament. But I do think it's going to be Team Canada and Team USA in the gold medal match. You can watch Team USA and Team Canada's next match. Team Canada plays August 2nd against Spain, and Team USA plays against Puerto Rico August 3rd. So Friday, Team Canada plays. Saturday, Team USA plays. Puerto Rico is going to get absolutely just demolished by Team USA, and Spain is a big test for Team Canada and see how they play in that. My picks right now, Team USA beats Costa Rica, Team Canada beats Spain. That's pretty much all I have to say about basketball. Let's move into, what's the second thing on the list? Oh, the MLB trade deadline. Let's talk about it. So we all knew the Toronto Blue Jays are obviously going to be sellers at the deadline after their season has been absolutely disappointing. And were they ever sellers? They've traded away Garcia, Nate Pearson, Danny Jansen, Justin Turner, Kikuchi, Trevor Richards, Falea, and Kevin Kiermaier. We knew that was. We knew a lot of those moves were going to happen to shut off some contracts, and that's exactly what they did. They got a lot in return. They got a lot of high A players. They got a couple guys that are going to be in the majors next season for us. The one move that I really, really want to highlight is that Charlie McAdoo trade. Charlie McAdoo, we traded away Trevor Richards, and we got him, and he's going to be an absolute stud. I'm pretty sure. Right now, he's a double-A player. He's going to be playing. He played in New Hampshire, but he's going to be a great player. He's young. He's still on his rookie deal. He's going to be a Toronto Blue Jay for a long, long time. So get to know his name for sure, and he's going to be incredible. Charlie McAdoo to. We're trying to build around Vladdy and Bo. That's what it looked like after we didn't trade them away. I think Charlie McAdoo will add to that in the next couple of years. But if the Toronto Blue Jays have a miserable season next year, Vladdy or Bo Bichette are getting shipped out. And I think it's going to be Bo. I'd rather keep Vladdy, build behind Vladdy. Not a hot take. Who else did we get? We got a lot of good players. We got guys that I really don't know because they play double A, they play single A, or they're playing high A ball, or they're playing triple A. So we got Jake Bloss. He's going to be AAA. He's 23 years old, right-handed pitcher. We need pitching. We need pitching depth, and we need youngsters at the pitching position, and exactly who we got. But the Toronto Blue Jays struggles this season has come at every single position on the diamond, especially hitting. Their batting has been absolutely awful this year, and I think that free agency. So now as Blue Jays fans, look towards. Look towards the offseason, free agency, and probably see a couple more trades happen in the offseason. The reason why I don't think they traded away Bo Bichette this year is because he's having injury troubles right now, and nobody wants an injury player that can't play right away. Why else trade for them? The Blue Jays traded away guys to shed contracts because right now they're just eating up money at this point. Like Kevin Kiermaier, for example, he's just eating up money and he's really not producing with the boys. So in exchange for a lot of guys that they traded away, bring in young guys that will play in the minors and hopefully in the next year or two be in the majors and produce, or trade them off and get some money, get some cash for them, and sign big names in the free agency this year. And the Toronto Blue Jays in the free agency, that's what I'm saying. Like, now look towards the offseason because this could be a very big offseason for the Toronto Blue Jays. They can sign big free agents, or they're going to look to build for the future and make some more trades and get some more guys that could be in the minors. But I truthfully think they're going to be looking into free agency and signing big dogs. That's pretty much all I really want to talk about the MLB. I know it's not a lot, but like I said last week, the baseball is not my strong point. I can watch it. I can understand a game. But talking about it like a professional, no. That's a no-no. But let's move to something that I really do know. I'm very good at speaking about is some football. All right, Let's talk about some football. We're going to hop into some football. But first, we got to cover this before we go into the NFL training camp, talk about all that. Let's talk about Trey Ford. Okay, everyone knows Trey Ford has been, well, actually, everybody knows I've talked about Trey since the very first week of this show. And there's a reason why I think Trey is the best quarterback Edmonton has. He's the most athletic. And people, I've said this plenty of times. You need an athletic quarterback that can move around the pocket to be successful in the CFL. Trey Ford has been named the starter for this week's game against the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and he got in to the Tiger Cats game in garbage time in the fourth quarter. They should have made the switch for Bethel. They should have benched Bethel Thompson at the start of the half, but instead they waited till the last 10 minutes of the game to put Trey Ford in and to bench Bethel Thompson. And you want to know what Trey did in his 10 minutes? 3 touchdown passes, 121 yards. Yeah. And 10 minutes of play. I know the game was over, and I know that the Tiger Cats really, I don't know if they weren't trying anymore. They just didn't care. Their backups were in. But Trey Ford, 3 touchdown passes, 121 yards, and 10 minutes of play. Just think about what could have happened if they played him at the start of the half, or who would have known what could have happened if they started him from the week 1 instead of paying $500K for a quarterback, an old washed quarterback. Bethel Thompson. Who knows? Who knows what could have happened? I actually know I could say what could have happened. They'd have a winning record right now, or damn near close to winning record right now. They'd be in the conversation of the playoffs, but right now they're not in the conversation of the playoffs. They're 0-6. They look awful. But I'm excited to see what Trey could do with this team. But every single year, this is his 3rd year in the league. His first year, he got thrown into the starting role, and he played lights out. The second year, same thing. But his rookie year, we kind of knew he was going to sit back for a little bit for a couple weeks, and then he was going to come back in. He was going to come in and probably play potentially, and he did that. He played lights out. Second year, exact same situation happened, and he showed more that he can consistently be a great quarterback in this league. Offseason comes after Trey went 4-6. Everyone's like, yeah, he should be QB1. Boom. Edmonton Elks make a signing. Bethel Thompson, $500K, the new starting quarterback. A lot of question marks for Trey Ford. The decision actually made 0 sense. And I'm here blaming Chris Jones, but at the end of the day, I'm blaming front office for the signing. Actually, wait. Let me fix up stuff that Chris Jones was in the front office. He was the general manager. He brought in Bethel Thompson. But Trey Ford is your best quarterback. And it honestly makes me mad that he has to wait so long every single season he's been in the CFL to have playing time, to play, when he has showed you year in and year out that he could be the starting quarterback. And boom! Trey Ford is back being the starter. About damn time. Happy for him. Niagara Falls guy. Went to A&Meyer. Used to play with my brothers. Grew up with him. Grew up seeing him be lights out at the quarterback position. And now he's doing it on the big stage in the CFL. Pretty insane. I'm very happy for Trey. But I could just think of it. It's frustrating for him, for sure. Sitting on the bench, knowing that he can just go in and do the job 10 times better. And it's frustrating as a fan aspect. Like I'm just a fan of CFL, but being a fan is like, yo, you have Trey Ford on your bench. Play him. It's better than all your quarterbacks. It's frustrating watching him week in and week out just sit on the bench, and it feels like his talent's honestly being wasted. That's the truth. That's the truth that I have. It feels like his talent is actually being wasted sitting on that bench, and now he's a starter again. If he gets this win against Saskatchewan, or he plays good enough, I think he should be named a starter for the rest of the year. I don't know what they're going to do with Bethel Thompson. They're paying him so much money, $500K. Could be less, but the reports I saw was $500K for Bethel Thompson. And I think if Trey goes back to that bench, and this is just me saying it as a fan, Trey's going to go find a new home. this is just me saying it as a fan. I honest to God, I think Trey should go find a new home. If he's for the rest of this season sits the bench, goes anywhere near that bench, and sits there and watch another quarterback play, I think Trey Ford has to go find a different home because Edmonton's not using him properly, not using him at all. When you have a quarterback with the skill level, we haven't seen a Canadian quarterback with this much buzz since Nathan York. Remember that. And Nathan York's in the NFL right now. Well, he did just get cut from the New York Giants. Now he's working out with the Atlanta Falcons. But we haven't seen this much buzz since Nathan York when he was on the BC Lions. I'm not even lying. Trey Ford is the best quarterback. And I kept on asking questions and saying this, why is Trey Ford not playing? Why is Trey Ford... Like, I was asking questions like, is it because he's Canadian? It's a CFL. That makes no sense. Is Chris Jones just a bad coach? That's what I kind of went to. I think Chris Jones just sucked. He was a washed coach. Not good at it. Just didn't want... Play your best players week in and week out. You got the easiest job. Okay? And if those guys don't produce on the field, at least you're putting the best players on the field and putting your team in opportunities to win. We can be okay with that. That's pretty much it. But I'm part of the Trey Ford fan club, just like CFL's own reporter Donovan Bennett. We're both part of the same fan club, I swear. And I know Trey Ford each week gets a lot more hype, and you're seeing it. They talk about it every time he plays. TSN is talking about it. Canada is talking about it. If you want bums in your seat, because that stadium looked hella empty in Edmonton last week against the Hamilton Tiger Cats. This is how you get bums in seats. Trey Ford's your starting quarterback. But that's pretty much all I want to talk about. I was just talking 7 minutes about Trey Ford. Let's talk about the NFL training camp. Quentin Johnson has been god-awful. That's all I got to say. He still can't catch a football. Some reports are saying he's the third receiver or the fourth receiver on the depth chart. This guy, when he got drafted, he was so high. He was highly supposed to be a stud. Not a stud. CeeDee Lamb continues to hold out for training camp, but what I've read, that the Cowboys and his agent are in positive talks. We could see a deal, hopefully coming soon. Hopefully a deal could be coming soon. Jaden Daniel looks sharp, rookie standout right there. He looks sharp in the first 7 days of training camp. Drake May has been outshined at camp so far by 6th rounder Joe Milton. Shocked. Rookie head coach for the New England Patriots has some thinking to do when it comes week 1 of the regular season. Because if Joe Milton outperforms Drake May in preseason, both of these guys are probably not going to be a starter week 1. But what are you going to do moving on to the forward? You just drafted this guy, Drake May, in the first round. And you got your 6th rounder outperforming him. What are you going to do? What else do I got here? Matthew Judon of the Patriots has stopped participating in practice as he will be holding out. Judon is scheduled to earn a base salary of $6.5 million. He said he doesn't feel it reflects his value. Complicating the situation is that Judon, who turns 32 in August, is coming up a season in which he missed 13 games due to a torn bicep. He totaled 28 sacks over his first 2 seasons in New England, and he's one of the team's best defenders. But he thinks $6.5 million doesn't reflect his value? My man, you missed majority of the season last year for a torn bicep. You have to prove yourself this year to get a new contract. You can't hold out like this. But knowing New England, he will be getting money. He'll be getting paid. He'll probably miss majority of the season again for an injury. Trent Williams continues to hold out. Same with Brandon Ayuk. I think I've already said that, right? Don't think I have. But now let's go into NFL Scrums Training Camp Edition, Week 2. And I love it. I think I'm the only person in this world that's showing NFL fights because I love training camp fights, the intensity. I love the battle. But let's get into Week 2 of NFL Scrums. All right, so I'm going to show the video, show the clips of all of these NFL Scrums training camp fights while I talk about it. But this week we have a lot of fights actually happening. The Steelers join us in NFL training camp Scrums. A late hit on QB1 Justin Fields is what ignited the fight, and they were going at it. Just don't hit the QB2 too hard. In another fight in the Colts star receiver Michael Pittman got into a fight. Seems like a yearly tradition for Colts stud receiver one Michael Pittman. Seems like a yearly tradition that he gets in a fight. And then the Panthers are in this week's NFL Scrums. Panthers, Jadeveon Clowney cranked running back Chuba Hubbard, and that's what ignited the fight. Love the intensity from training camp. On the second day of pads for the Panthers, Clowney just wanted to get in a fight, and he just loved sitting it. Just love sitting. Why not? It doesn't even look like that bad of a scrum. They just really got into it. Basically, a lot of shoving, a lot of pushing, classic. And then my beloved Dallas Cowboys got in a scrum today. It was a fight broke out. A lot of shoving. Just classic fights. I don't know what ignited. Actually, I have no idea actually what ignited this fight. My beloved Dallas Cowboys again in a scrum. I love the intensity, and I love training camp scrums. But that's pretty much it that I have for the NFL training camp. That's it for this week's edition of NFL Training Camp Scrums. Let's see what Week 3 brings. The NFL Hall of Fame game is actually this week, so we finally have some NFL action. No starters will actually be in the game for the Chicago Bears. In this Hall of Fame game, the head coach has set out. But let's get into the Olympics. All right, let's get into the Olympics. And if you guys knew last week that I talked about the Canadian women's national soccer team had a spygate. Their manager has now been sent home. Their video analyst and an assistant coach has been sent back to Canada for their cheating. And they also got deducted 6 points. But that didn't matter for the Team Canada, as the women's kept on fighting and didn't let this be a distraction to them. And honestly, it takes a lot to even stay focused, and that's when your manager gets sent home and 2 others from the coaching staff get sent home. But Team Canada has now qualified to the quarterfinals with beating Colombia today, beating France earlier last week, and beating New Zealand earlier last week. Congratulations to Canada's national women's soccer team. You guys really earned it. You guys really didn't let this be a distraction to you, and I'm honestly stunned. They didn't let this idiotic behavior from their coaching staff really affect them, or it looked like it didn't affect them, and they just kept on fighting. And I guess that's the words that they have been using for the past week or so. Just keep on fighting without a distraction, and that is exactly what they did. True professionals, and I have to give it to them, give them my props. But Canada's women's athletes have absolutely been running the tournament, running the Olympics for Canada, as Canada's women's wins silver in rugby sevens, losing to New Zealand 19-12 after an incredible tournament. Congrats, ladies! You guys absolutely killed it. You guys upset a couple teams, and you guys brought it to New Zealand, the rugby capital of the world. Hamilton, Ontario's own Eleanor Harvey wins Canada's first ever fencing Olympic medal. Congrats. I wish I could show like highlights of these, but NBC and CBC copyright everything, and my video would get taken down. I really just don't feel like my video getting taken down this week. So, yeah. Canadian swimmer Summer McIntosh is the Olympic champion in the women's 400-meter individual. The 17-year-old from Toronto becomes the first Canadian woman to take gold in the race that combines butterfly, backstroke, and breaststroke, and freestyle in that order. Congratulations to her. Canada has crazy good young athletes, and Summer is probably the face of Canada's swimming. And congratulations to her. That was her second medal at this year's Paris Olympics. That's pretty much all the news I have. Oh my god. this is pretty much all the news I had for this week. I know it wasn't really like an upbeat episode. I kind of just woke up from a nap and I was like, you know what? Let's go talk about some sports. And that's exactly what I did. Exactly what I did. It's pretty much the news that I want to talk about. There's obviously a lot more news in this world, but I want to talk about the NFL Scrums. I want to talk a little bit NFL training camp. I want to talk about the Olympics, and I did that. The news I wanted to talk about the Olympics was Canadian women athletes have been absolutely killing it. That's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about a little bit about Team Canada basketball. Exactly what I did. I wanted to talk about Trey Ford. Talked about him for like 7 minutes. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today. I'll see you guys next week for week 8. Until then, stay safe, have fun, take care. Ciao.